Hey there, Slap Happy Chaps. I'm Xdread325. This is Slap Fights, our first ever version. We're really excited to have this coming out. I have with me a group of really good panelists, all from the Justice League War abridged movie that we came out with. I have here Legend by Design.
Hello, I am the Superman.
Awesome. We also have Schwarz TKD.
Good evening, my fellow debaters.
And last but not least, we have the Beard.
Hello there.
Awesome. So we got a good round of questions for you. How it's going to go down is, we'll start with one question. Each guy gets to say their piece, and then we battle out and see who wins. I'm going to be as impartial as I can, try to go off the arguments. It's about creativity, your good defense, and your good offense. And with that, I guess we'll get started. Before we start, though, I'd like to introduce our fact checker. This is Catnip_Fatty down
Hello.
here. He is also part of the cast, and he will be checking our facts. If anyone says anything ridiculous or something that we might want to call BS on, Casey will look it up, and after the round, we will go into that. Okay. So, guys, we're going to try to keep it. Everyone gets an opening. Get your answer out. A quick reason why. We'll go on to the next answer and then go from there. Okay. Okay. All right. So, first question, round one.
Okay.
Who would win in a fight between the X-Men, Power Rangers, or the Suicide Squad? First up for this round, we have Ryan.
Out of those three, I will have to say that X-Men, near winner of those three, for the simple fact that they are all highly trained, highly educated mutants with a beret of powers.
Okay, it's a good opening. Next, Cody.
I'd have to go with the Suicide Squad. They got a pretty wide range of abilities as well. However, they also they don't all have the kind of restraint that maybe some of the X-Men or some of the Power Rangers do. I mean, Deadshot. He just kills people for money.
All right.
And
yeah, we'll save you, let you go in a little more detail later with Dana's response. Dana, that doesn't leave too much more room for you, but go ahead and open it up.
I was already going to go with Power Rangers. I know it's the long shot, but in this case, you have to take into consideration that it's not one team, it's several dozen teams, and they have teamed up on more than one occasion. Including Megazord team-ups, which themselves are
Something going on with Dana's...
the skills and the whole 9 yards. So when you take all that into account, some of the things, that I'll leave it at that until later. But I'm going with Power Rangers.
Okay, guys, go ahead and start knocking each other down.
Okay, directly to Cody and the Suicide Squad.
sure.
Granted, I understand how awesome and how cool this squad may be. I truly don't believe that the abilities that they have can match any or the combined powers entailed within the X-Men. And to Dana, to completely get rid of the Power Rangers, who I find is the worst of these three, none of the X-Men dress up in colorful ninja suits and pretend to dance around. If you want to talk about team-ups, look at how many of the mutants in total there are, and how they can join up and destroy a force such as Phoenix, or even destroy a force such as the Sentinels, which were developed for the sole purpose of killing them, and still come up on top.
Okay, anyone want to rebuttal?
If I may interject for a moment, I must say, have you ever been in one of these spandex suits? Do you have any idea how aerodynamic they are? I am non-partial, I must ask.
I'm also gonna.
To be fair, though, Ryan has done Skeleton where he's had to wear these suits.
Oh,
Very true. And they are excellent for moving around in.
yes.
I will point out, not only are the suits excellent for moving around in, they are the Rangers' armor. And sir, have you never heard of breakdance fighting?
Only on Stomp the Yard.
Cody, you have anything to say about this?
I think Zoolander kind of heads the breakdance fighting. Remember that back in 2001? Anyway, while I do acknowledge the fact that the X-Men have a wide variety of skills and also a wide variety of powers, they also the leadership of one Charles Xavier.
Are you helping him?
You're giving him so much.
I'm giving him
finish.
only.
Let him finish.
I'm only giving him those three. I also feel like a lot of them like show a little too much restraint. I mean, you take any one of the members of the Suicide Squad, they'll brutally murder you. It's just if you have Deadshot does it for money. He'll just he's the best sniper in the world. Killer Croc will eat you just because. Who else am I forgetting? Katana. She'll just hack you up as soon as look at you.
Okay.
Harley Quinn is just crazy,
sorry.
but those are it. Those were just a few of those points. I'm not more worried about the powers. I'm worried about I'm more concerned about the level of restraint that each of these members have. Because you can use, a knife could take down Jean Grey if if it really wanted to. If you really wanted it to, come back from behind, shank a bitch, all that kind of good shit.
Not a bad point.
Dana, is Dana still there? Because he's frozen. Okay, Dana, do you have?
I've been letting them dig their own grave here. So the thing that you have to remember with the Rangers as well is that it's not just the Mighty Morphin thing from the 90s. Several of the teams are trained. There was the Ninja Force team, which are trained ninjas, trained combatants. Lightspeed, Time Force, and SPD were all government licensed sanctioned teams. So there's a wide variety of skills. And when you think about the uniforms and the general training that they cover to be a Ranger, you basically have a ready-made army. And you see that on the team-ups. As for, who they're taking on, they've taken on the Devil at one point. They've taken on God. So Phoenix is really not going to be a game stopper for them.
Dana,
Casey,
when did they take on God? Can I fact check this? Where would I find the God?
Casey, you just hold it. I got it. Just just do me a favor and check that for me, Casey, because if he's fighting God and the Devil, then I'm not really sure whose side the Power Rangers are on. So just.
I said gods plural.
Oh, okay, gods.
We'll have to check that tape. I don't know.
Just
put
try
it on super slow mo. That might just be a singular.
It was a plural, damn it.
Okay. Okay, so guys, I've heard a lot of why they would win, but I haven't heard a lot of, outside of Ryan, I haven't heard of why they've taken down each other. Like, Ryan gave me some good examples of how they would beat the Power Rangers and how they would beat the Suicide Squad, but you guys were giving me generalizations. I need a little more details on why the X-Men would lose to. Well, I'm sorry, Cody. You did give me a couple good examples.
I am the winner of this round.
I guess Dana, I'm looking for more specific. What'd you say? Ryan?
I said that I think this simply means I am the winner of this round.
Well, hey, I'm going to give Dana one more chance to go, and then we go into a closing, and then I make my decision.
So some examples specifically would be things like Killer Croc or King Shark. Those guys are on the level of the Monster of the Week. That's not going to be a challenge for the Rangers. A lot of the X-Men powers aren't anything too spectacular from what they have seen before. You want to throw the telepathy in there. Their gear comes, to protect them from that. They've fought off mind control in the past. So nothing that the X-Men or the Suicide Squad would have to bring to the table, it would be something that they're not already used to and able to take on.
Okay. All right, guys. So now we'll go into a closing. Ryan, you started, so give me your last closing. If there's one, if there's one thing you want to staple with, then now would be the time.
I would simply go with the variety of mutants that are out there and the varying powers. I think they just have the ability to defeat any one of the other two teams out there.
Okay. All right, Cody.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand by the Suicide Squad. Come on, man. I gotta stand by my Suicide Squad, if only for the fact that Will Smith looks good in that fucking beach ball mask with the and other than that, like that, just the lack of restraint that Wallace just like, dude, do whatever you want, fucking kill things as long as you get the job done, and they've gotten the job done. So okay. I just gotta give them that. They're effective.
All right, Dana, last thing.
Cody, I want to touch on what Cody mentioned about intent. When you think about the Rangers not just being an army and a trained fighting team, a lot of them are volunteers. Even the government teams, they volunteered for that role. So you want to talk intent. These are people who are willing to step up and put their lives on the line and at risk to defend the citizens from all these monsters and crazy shit going down all the time. So I think that, when you combine with the other stuff I've already said about the Rangers, says a lot about their willingness to get the job done and make sure that they're doing what they need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call that. All right. So, going into it, Cody, you made some good points about the no restraint thing, but I think if it was in a battle of life or death, I think all three of these teams would and have fought for their lives and have killed when necessary. So, Dana, you made a really good point as far as all the teams, but I think that Ryan matched it with the fact that there are so many mutants out there. They could probably match, the teams. As far as powers go, yes, but there are just so many different ones. So it was close. Dana, you had them tied for a little bit, but Ryan, did make a point. Is they're highly trained about this all the time. So when it comes down to it, it would just be, who would who would pull their punch compared to a killing blow between the Power Rangers and the X-Men. And I just think, the X-Men might have some good guys that might hesitate, but they also have guys like Gambit, Juggernaut, Colossus, guys that will actually kill just because. So for that reason, I'm going to give it to Ryan.
That's fair.
Thank you.
Okay. Ryan, good opening round. Okay. All right.
Nicely done.
I'm sorry, Casey, was there anything you wanted to add from checking anything?
Mike, I still think you missed out on those spandex suits. They are fantastic, so aerodynamic.
And they breathe.
They breathe. They're not getting sweaty under those things.
Let's just remember, though, that Quicksilver...
You in fact sweat in a tight suit.
What?
I didn't hear a word of that, Ryan. It's about tight suits, man. Whatever your weekend is, that is your business.
I want to hear about his weekend.
After
My weekend was not very exciting. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Moving on. By the way,
well,
Quicksilver does wear a suit like that. He's another person.
Okay, one person versus 5.
Gambit's lower body. Okay.
He's from New Orleans, dog.
Anyway.
They're like required to wear that shit.
Okay, round two. All right.
Moving on.
All right. So this weekend, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 2 trailer dropped, and the big question is does this trailer make us excited for giving this franchise another chance? And Cody, you are starting off.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. Like I'm a lifelong TMNT fan, as a '90s kid, right? But especially since I'm also a big fan of Stephen Amell, and he's going to be playing Casey Jones. I think he'll actually do a good job with that. I think it sounded like I've been followed about Twitter and all that shit, and it seems like he's been really having a lot of fun with that. So I'm kind of curious as to what he's going to bring to the franchise. Also,
we'll cut you there right now, Cody, just so you can have more stuff to argue later.
Okay, sure.
Bring up the point. Next, Dana.
No.
That much so, huh?
That's all I got.
Okay. No. Okay.
No on the half shell.
All right. Okay. All right then. Fair enough.
Why are you here?
Good opening. Ryan.
So I will continue on with what Dana had to say, and if anything, the most exciting thing about this may be the soundtrack.
Yeah,
Possibly.
Okay.
Soundtrack's solid.
All right, guys, battle. Oh, and guys, by the way, we can do a thing where it's up to you. It's up to you two, since you said no and Cody was the only one that said yes. You guys can choose to gang up on him, and if you guys win, you both get a point. But if he out argues you, then he gets 2 points. So.
Ryan, team up.
Yeah.
Wonder Twin Powers, go.
I'm okay.
Put your hand
Right.
down.
There we go. Yeah.
Put your hand down.
Ryan, are you not ganging up, or are you battling for yourself or together?
I will take a chance and gang up on this.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay. All right, guys, then go ahead.
Joke's on you. My college days were weird.
I believe it.
All right, let's keep it focused.
Okay,
I'll start the cross debate here, if I may, unless Cody, you want
Sure.
to go
No,
first.
start. Go for it.
Okay, so the issues with the first one. Now, granted, I did not know that Stephen Amell was going to be in this one, so point to the movie for that. But the problem with the first one was that it was so bogged down with scripting issues, with casting and production issues, and that really showed in the final product. The fact that there was the Shredder at one point was originally going to be the other human guy, I forget his name. They were going to be the same person, but then they had to split them off. So Shredder didn't even have anything to do in this movie except stand there and fight the turtles. You need more than that. I mean, even the 90s versions, he rocked out at one point, So, and I grew up on the original as well, and I'm not saying that the original 80s cartoon is flawless, because God, it is not. But when you make these adaptations, you need to do more than just, make the same jokes that they made in the 80s, like with the, Michelangelo taking his mask off. You need to do more than pay lip service to these kind of reboots.
Okay, Cody, anything to say to that before we go back to Ryan?
Well, I'm not. I'm looking to just see what this one. I'm most looking forward to see what this has to offer. I mean, this is going to be the first time, at least in a very long time, that Bebop and Rocksteady are going to be on screen, and I saw some of the images of them, and they look insane. So I'm just I'm more curious about what it has to offer visually. And Will Arnett, I'm a big fan of Will Arnett. He's a voice of the voice of Leonardo, and I'm.
Ooh, can you check that voice of Leonardo? I thought that was Johnny Knoxville.
No, I think he's one of them.
He's Leonardo. I was fairly sure. I don't know. Keep going.
Can I get a clarification too from Cody then?
Yeah.
Are you arguing if the movie is gonna or rather clarification from Mike? Are we arguing here if the movie is gonna be good?
Nope. It
Or
just says.
if we're simply excited.
From the trailer, does this make us want to see the movie?
Okay.
Okay. Ryan.
Admittedly, I didn't even bother seeing the trailer.
Okay. Well, I mean that can be a good point too. Ryan, anything to add?
Yeah. So when I grew up, I wasn't interested in TMNT. I was out there actually catching real turtles and frogs and stuff. I really didn't even watch this movie until I found out that I was doing this. And when I first watched the trailer to the first one, I was like, okay, this may be good. Again, didn't really see it until this. General knowledge, any sequel will not beat the first original movie. I am not excited about this second one at all.
Okay, Cody, response?
While historically the sequel rule has been correct, I'm still gonna I'm still gonna roll the dice and see this movie, man. It's if only for the addition of some new elements that either A, haven't been tried before, or B, are just general improvements that I've seen, not just in the effects department, but also in the casting. So again, huge Stephen Amell fan, big fan of Arrow. So I'm gonna support him. I'm gonna support Will Arnett because he's in BoJack Horseman, and that's hilarious. But,
all right. Okay. All right.
So
that's
all. That's all I want to do. I'm more interested in what it can bring to the table, and see if it lives up.
Okay.
All right. Closing statements, Dana.
So
short and sweet.
Yep. Closing statement is back up the sequel rule and how that definitely applies here. And with the first one being such a blatant piss poor cash grab, then this one is, and the fact that it's coming out so quickly as well compared to the amount of time movies normally take, it really feels like this is just another blatant, you're gonna see this because of the franchise. We don't care if it's good or not. Give us your money.
Okay, cool. Ryan.
I'm going to keep it pretty simple. Going back to the sequel, never good, not worth attempting or being excited about.
Okay, sounds good. Short, good. Cody, last thing to say. Any ditched efforts really, really open up and gain some points?
I think the sequel rule. I think the sequel rule was broken with Captain America 2. So I think I want to kind of give this a shot and see what it brings to the table.
So.
Nope. Sorry, gotta cut it off. Gotta cut it off right now. Gotta cut it off. Closing statements. That's the point. Okay. All right. Calling it right there. All right. So Cody, you said Stephen Amell fan factor will probably bring in people, make it exciting. Good point. Bebop and Rocksteady, new improvements. Captain America 2 was a great point. Almost brought you back. What you did not seem that what you said was, you gotta say, did it get us excited for the movie? I mean, and what you could have dropped us was, since the first one is so bad, it could only have gotten better.
That is not a true statement.
Well, either way, he could have used that to get it over the hump. But I mean, the fact with if Ryan
only get worse.
Well, all right. Well, Ryan, if the only good thing is the soundtrack, bogged down, Shredder, sequel rule, they just overwhelmed you. So for that,
no, that makes sense.
I'm going with the double team.
Ugh.
Oh, you got double team.
Shut up, Dana.
Dana is on the board. So our score: Ryan 2, Dana 1, Cody 0.
Yay!
May I comment on that ruling?
Sure. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have something to add?
Yeah, just a general comment. So, Cody, I love when you mentioned Bebop and Rocksteady. I was like, oh man, Cody's taking it. And Will Arnett is Vernon Furnick, the cameraman / reporter who is in a rivalry with April.
Oh, the douchebag.
Douchebag reporter.
I honestly found him. The fact that you used him as a positive though was kind of like a thing. I did not find him enjoyable whatsoever. Okay. Sorry about that, Casey. I'll make sure that I ask you before we move on.
Oh, and one more thing.
Okay.
Nobody mentioned Megan Fox. She's back. She's making a comeback.
As a positive or negative?
Oh, she's gorgeous. Who doesn't like
back? Why? Why is she back?
3 words: resting bitch face.
Ooh.
She doesn't even have
I'm gonna have to fact check this.
Yes, she does.
Let's see.
Okay. Number 3.
Hey, are you actually fact checking resting bitch face?
He's got to do something.
I'm not checking it.
For science.
For science.
Okay. All right. Number 3. With Star Wars coming out in the next, 4 days? 3 days?
Friday.
Yeah,
Thursday or Friday. This week.
Awesome. It made me ask, the fact that we have not seen Luke once in the trailer, where has Luke been since the last Star Wars movie? And Dana, we will open with you.
So I'll save a lot of my logic behind this for later, but my immediate best guess is I would not be at all surprised if Luke comes out towards the end of the movie, kind of like, the mentor figure walking out of the mists sort of reveal, to take these new characters and help them on the.
Dana, that's more of like when he's going to show up to the movie. Where has he been this whole time?
Well, I was building to that.
Oh, okay.
Because and the reason that we don't see him until then is because much like Kenobi and Yoda, he's been in seclusion. That's what I'm thinking Disney's going to do.
Seclusion from what?
Seclusion, just period. Just from the rebuilding of the government, from just be doing some summation being that he's been doing the whole Jedi thing.
Okay, so you're saying he's been in seclusion for Jedi training.
For himself, yeah.
Okay. Ryan, what do you think? Where's he been?
Again, kind of going off of Dana, but more specifically, I think Luke has been residing in solitary on Dagobah.
Okay.
Dagobah, ooh.
He's still just short on help, or what's the...
And I will provide examples and theories as to why that is later.
Okay, Cody, how about you?
I'm gonna have to say, isolating himself, but for the reason of maintaining the balance of the Force, because his father Anakin was the chosen one, and he wanted to, and after defeating Darth Sidious in Episode 6, he kind of wanted to maintain the balance of the Force by keeping the Force out of a lot of things until the Sith came back. Then he would surface and build something to fight it.
Okay, guys, not bad, pretty good. Cody was the only one really give me a reason why he was gone. Dana, how about you give me more reason why he was gone outside just for Jedi training? That's and actually Cody makes a good point that I was going to bring up later. In the whole extended universe that's no longer canonical, Luke built a whole Jedi academy and was training hundreds of new Jedis. So, you fill the galaxy with Jedi again, and what does that do? That puts the Force out of balance, which is how we got Darth Maul, Darth Sidious, Darth Vader, etc. So Luke, I think, has been keeping himself in seclusion, maybe on Tatooine, maybe on Dagobah, maybe on Hoth, for all we know, to prevent too many light side Jedi from coming into the galaxy and making that opening for the Sith. Okay. Ryan.
Well, so I stated that I believe that he is on Dagobah for the reasoning that we all know that him and his very own sister did suck face. It did stay away. And kind of going off what Dana said earlier, I feel that it's been proven a few times that a lot of the movies follow the same line, and I do believe that Luke could be one of those mentoring as Yoda was to other upcoming Jedi.
Okay, not bad. Okay, Cody.
Well, I pull up a podium. Wow, I just totally lost my train of thought. I think he's just been kind of wanting to maintain the balance of the Force because Kylo Ren just kind of showed up out of nowhere from what I saw, and that crazy and like with the crazy 3-section
broadsword,
3-section lightsaber. Oh man, come on! And since like Dana said, the extended universe isn't canonical, which take that for what you will. I honestly just think he's been in isolation simply to keep the Force in balance until staying out of the mainstream societies until the Sith comes back, so that he can get a Padawan and neutralize it, and then they go back into whatever they were doing.
Okay. All right. So not bad. So now tell me why your version of Luke is more accurate, or probably more accurate than the other two's. Dana, do you want to take?
Yeah, I'll start off. Is this closing arguments then?
No. You can.
Okay. Well, I feel like we're all more or less arguing the same point. Although Ryan threw in the "I kissed my sister, so I'm going to go live in the boonies where that's acceptable." Um, Aside from that, I feel like we're making the same argument here. Luke is in seclusion to defend the living essence of the Force because no midichlorians are not a thing. I don't care; they're not a thing. Um, I don't really have anything that Cody or Ryan have said that I disagree
Yeah.
with or is not would not coincide with my version.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, for some reason I thought you guys were all different. I wasn't sure if maybe someone thought he was a Sith Lord or something like that, or now if he turned to the dark side.
Luke
But
is not Kylo Ren.
fair enough. But it
I
seems
almost want to call this one a draw.
well. Here's the thing though. Cody says that he's in isolation to maintain the balance. You said, Dana, that he was in seclusion to train to become more one with the Force, and Ryan said more or less to mentor students. So maybe that's something you guys could go off of and make your point more.
Okay, I'll fire something. I'll fire an argument out. I do have to disagree
Sure.
with Ryan because simply going by the trailer, we know who our new Jedi in training is. It's pretty obviously the young woman there. That's what I've gotten from the trailers, that she's the new Jedi apprentice. So why would Luke be off training new students when the trailer's already shown us who he's going to mentor?
Okay. Ryan, do you have anything to say to that?
Um, so we didn't really hear too much about Yoda until Luke came upon him, and I really see Luke uh, becoming this character. I think by going to Dagobah, he could have a closer presence with Yoda and his previous mentors.
Okay. Good. Good response. Cody, do you have something to take from either or?
Nah, I think I'm just gonna stick by my point, man. I think that it holds a lot of merit. Like we haven't heard a lot, if anything, from him. I'm just thinking he's in seclusion until the dark side rears its ugly head.
Okay,
whether
but why?
it be on Tatooine or Dagobah, which could very well be. But
Okay, but why do you think that's
like,
more?
I totally get where you're coming from.
Do you think why is that more? I'm sorry, I keep hearing something.
well, after the events of the especially the original trilogy, no, not the original trilogy, the prequel movies came out in the early 2000s. I'm convinced that he doesn't want to repeat the same mistakes, so he's not building this huge Jedi Council and not like making sure we need more Jedi to neutralize everything that's not there, and where there's only two Sith, a master and an apprentice. I feel like he may have made the decision to kind of keep that as close to the vest as possible, if only to just match the Sith rather than like overpower them with neutrality, which really is just a novel concept. So I'm just gonna stick by that.
Okay, all right, not bad. All right, guys.
Luke is not Kylo Ren. Neither is Jar Jar Binks. Like I will flip my shit.
I will not dignify that.
All right, guys. So pretty deadlocked right now. You guys started giving me some good reasons why yours is right and theirs is wrong. Closing arguments for this, Dana. Start with you.
Closing arguments would just be, hit on what I've already said. It's a very strong, just not just talking about Star Wars, but just literary styles in general. It's very strong to have the mentor figure come out of seclusion. So that's why I think he's been secluding himself. And, he's been there to, not to train new apprentices, because, again, we know who that's going to be, I think, from the trailer, and not to wait for the Sith, but I think just to, why wait for the Sith? He's not building an academy so that there aren't hundreds of Jedi to prompt the Sith to come back. He's staying in seclusion so that the Sith won't have a reason to come back. He was trying to avoid that altogether.
Okay. All right, Ryan.
So pretty much going off of what I said previously, um, all the movies, 1 through 3 and 4 through 6, all seem to follow a fairly similar line with characters each having a similar role for the corresponding person from another film. And I feel Luke could possibly be Yoda, so to speak. And for the reason why, what would you do if you kissed your sister?
Okay. Okay. Cody, closing.
Yeah. Like,
I think he's just trying to. I think he's in isolation to pursue his own.
really do.
I don't want to say. I don't want to sound too forceful when I say this. Brand of justice, and not trying to repeat the same mistakes as the Jedi Council did in his father's Jedi days, because we all know how that turned out.
All right. Okay, I'm calling it. Just one quick question. Does someone have their TV on or something? Because it's hard to hear. I keep hearing someone talking or
I
something.
keep hearing it too.
That's my roommate.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Well, all right. There we go. Ryan, you made some good points as far as Yoda did not show up until later. That was a really, really good point. Wanted to give that to you. Cody, you had some good ones of isolation, or I'm sorry, that he doesn't want to repeat. But what Dana got me on was the best chance it would probably be is him avoiding to try to bring back the Sith. I mean, it's kind of just like the whole thing with Goku. People just keep showing up because they want to fight him. So for that reason, I'm going to give Dana the point on that one. Congratulations, Dana. That was a good fight.
Oh my god, Goku Skywalker. Can you imagine that?
Yes.
Suck my dick, Dana.
Wouldn't
Hey,
be as good as
easy,
Yusuke
easy.
Skywalker.
Yusuke
All right.
Skywalker would be
Here it goes,
scary.
I've been thinking about that ever since I saw the other actors show up in the trailers. I'm like, well, where the fuck is Mark Hamill?
He's been on The Flash.
Casey, anything you
Fair,
want
you know what, fair
to?
enough. He's awesome on the Flash.
Yes, he is. Casey, anything to clean up?
No, that was actually a pretty clean fight.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, cool. Yeah, it was a lot of opinionated stuff. So yeah, it was pretty good. All right, so we're gonna try to.
Also, I want to just throw I just want to throw a random thing out there, just for you guys to chew on, which is the black dude. He's a Calrissian.
That's
Yep.
funny.
So just go with that.
There's apparently only one black family in the fucking galaxy.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. All right, round 4. All right, with the new live-action Jungle Book movie coming out, and the trailer dropped a little while ago, it made me want to ask, pitch me the next live-action Disney movie that they should make. If you have a couple cast choices for said, characters, or how they would do it, or even a good director. I don't even know. If you just pitch me what they should be making next, and we're gonna start off with Ryan again.
Simply put, going to give you a title.
Yep.
I'm going to have to go with The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Okay. Nice. That's fine. Cody.
I'd have to do the a continuation of the Mulan series. I gotta go with that because not only am I a big fan of Ming-Na Wen, but I feel like she would kind of nail that.
Mm.
Okay. All right, Dana.
Beauty and the Beast.
Okay. All right, so those are the titles, guys. Ryan, why Hunchback?
I was looking at the list of Disney movies and ones that have been, remade, the Jungle Book, and Hunchback of Notre Dame really stuck out to me. I remember when I watched the movie, I really enjoyed the Gargoyles. I felt like that could be a good concept. I think the evil villain could be very well done, and I would definitely go and see that movie.
Okay. All right. Cody, why Mulan?
If not simply for the star power of Ming-Na Wen, I kind of want to see a Disney version of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, because I feel like that's how it's going to turn out. I think it'd actually be a little interesting to see those in live action simply because of the fight scenes, like the massive army fight scenes, would be a little bit more brought down to earth and not as campy as in the Disney movies. I think that would get, not only would that get people to go see it, but it would also like get them engaged in potentially Chinese history. I believe it is.
Okay.
Case, can you fact check that for me? Just curious.
Of course.
Okay. Okay. Dana.
So I think what would make an interesting Beauty and the Beast movie, especially with the ridiculous racism of movies like American Sniper, would be a Beauty and the Beast set in the Middle East, where an American woman, maybe she's a soldier, maybe she's a reporter, correspondent, whatever the situation, she is captured or hurt, and it's a local who is taking care of her. And you could do something like have the Gaston role be an American soldier who is just as over the top as Gaston is in the Disney film. Because I think there's a lot of potential there. And when you also think of the other current events that are going on with the terror attacks in France, leading to, you know, all the refugees having trouble getting out of their country now, and everything else that's snowballing together with that, I think that would be a great background to set a Beauty and the Beast movie in, because really that movie is about not seeing someone for what they look like, but for who they are.
That's good. Good opening, you guys. Really good. All right, guys. Go ahead. Why is your movie better than the others?
Okay, well, to go off of what Cody said, I think the Hunchback of Notre Dame has a lot of history that is involved in this. It's pretty educational.
I'm sorry, Ryan, I can't hear you over.
Yeah,
Cody's,
I can't.
Cody's mic keeps cutting you off.
Yeah, Cody, I can't hear Ryan over your roommate. Yeah, we can hear you, but it's hard to hear Ryan over your roommate.
He keeps dominating the microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So going off of what Cody said, with the history of Islam, which I do agree with, I think the Hunchback of Notre Dame does have a lot of history incorporated with it, which would be fun to learn about, but also looking back, there's quite a bit of dark aspects to it, which I think would also be very interesting to watch. And Dana, your point about finding the beauty inside. The Hunchback of Notre Dame was not a very pleasing person to look at, but he had a very good heart, and I think that would outdo the Beauty and the Beast.
Not bad. Cody?
I think I'm gonna stand by Mulan, man. I gotta say that I gotta go with the history, the star power, but also because, well, this is actually part of the history. They didn't allow women in the Chinese army for a very, very long time. Even I think even now it's don't quote me on this, but even now it's like not that common.
This is why we have a fact checker.
Yeah.
I am quoting you on it.
Okay, whatever. Well, it's just it doesn't seem like it would be that common because of the not only the one child rule, but not that would have anything to do with it. But I just think getting more. I think Chinese history is something that we Westerners don't really have a whole lot of, and I think it'd be interesting to explore. Maybe get a little more of the.
Okay, guys, I'm getting a lot of why our movies are good, but I mean, a big part of it is why wouldn't the others work? You guys got to tear the other ones down before. Okay, Dana, go ahead.
So I'm going to touch on what both of you guys said in my argument. So Cody, you do make a good point about the culture, but I think right now with everything going on in the world, we need more about Middle Eastern culture. And ever since the whole war on terror began, Western audiences have gotten a increasingly narrow perspective on what they think Middle Eastern culture is, and all the cultures that are there. And that's something that really needs to change. And this would be a Beauty and the Beast movie, I think, would be a really good way to do that. Because, and Ryan, what you said, Hunchback, I'm going to argue one point on you. Hunchback of Notre Dame is not about beauty within entirely. It's about accepting yourself, which is not what Americans need to see about a Middle Eastern culture. We don't need to see an accept ourselves movie. We have millions of those. We need to see a movie about why those other cultures are not as dark as our propaganda has led us to believe.
Okay, not bad. Ryan, rebuttal for both and why yours is better?
Dana, to completely knock you down, you wanted to take the storyline of Beauty and the Beast to the Middle East. I disagree with changing the storyline. Why not stick with the Hunchback of Notre Dame, which had, in fact, gypsies? And part of the concept of this movie was the white folk learning that the gypsies were not an evil people, which is going off of exactly what your point was, is accepting of people that we are unsure of.
Okay, not bad. Cody,
Not bad.
care to knock down the other two?
Well, I do agree that we need to be a little more mindful of the Middle Eastern cultures. We've been at war with them since before the War on Terror, and if our opinions aren't changed after 30 years, it's going to be even more difficult to kind of change our views on them and want to explore more Middle Eastern concepts, which are fascinating, but it just doesn't seem like seem to me that the average Joe on the street will be in support.
God, I want to. God damn it, piece of shit.
Shut up, Henry!
You just took the wind out of my sails, you asshole.
Yeah, Cody, go with how you were going. You actually had a good point going, but you stopped.
Right. Now, yeah. Okay. History.
30.
The average Joe, man, is not going to be inclined to take into account some Middle Eastern concepts or cultures, only because we've just been at this for how long, and we still haven't completely accepted them instead of just badgering them with stereotypes. And Ryan, while I agree that there is definitely merit to your I think there's merit to your the story of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. There's going to be, I think a lot of it would come from, well, not just the Paris attacks, God bless them all, but the average Joe, such as my Superman, has a very not so great view of the French. Not so great. More along the lines of, I don't agree with you.
Right. Okay. Closing statements. Give me like a 2-sentence closing statement. Ryan.
Hunchback of Notre Dame. As I said before, concept of accepting and realizing a race which is subtle but powerful. I think would be a great movie.
Good. Cody, closing statement.
I'd have to go with, as far as movie creation, I think star power and fighting scenes would be interesting to see. But in terms of cultural impact, I'd say we need to see. I think we would really benefit from learning more of East Asian history, because I feel like it would open a lot of eyes and take away a lot of stereotypes. And it's not really a region of study or history that we've really explored. So,
okay, cool. Dana.
I gotta stand by with Middle East Beauty and the Beast, because you mentioned stereotypes, you mentioned learning about culture. That's the one that I still maintain is more relevant. You want to talk about women in the Chinese army? Why not flip it so that Belle is the man and the Beast is a Middle Eastern woman, and learn about the ways gender is treated in their culture that way. So everything that both of you guys have said, I think my movie could do.
Okay, I'm gonna call that right there. All right, good. Good fight, guys. Ryan, you had it for a long time. You had it for about 90% of the fight, but Cody with his star power, and the big thing that Cody killed you on was most people right now are so culturally insensitive that if you put a Middle Eastern person on TV right now, I don't think half of America would watch it. And so I'm going to give Cody the point on that one.
I'll agree to that.
I'm on the board.
He won this argument as soon as you said Ning Hao Lan.
And yeah, and it's, Cody, when you were starting to say that most people will not see something with Middle Eastern, that was what I was looking for to win the argument. In fact, Cody, your starting argument, you already had 4 points going in. So, but Ryan was really hot on your trail for a while.
Oh wow.
Okay.
How was I? Was I holding steady at least? Don't tell me.
Okay. Because I just didn't agree with the fact that people want to know more about Middle Eastern culture. They're just full of hate. So I kind of just figured they would want to.
I never meant to imply they want to know. I'm just saying that they should know.
Well, they should, but that would imply trying to get them to see it. But okay, moving on. Moving on.
Put off on that one.
All right, round 5.
Wait. Can I get some comments in here?
Sorry.
Always
new
forgetting me.
New judge.
The fact checker, man.
It's a new thing. Sorry.
Fact checker.
What does the
Go
fact
ahead,
check
Casey.
have to say?
All right. Well, I have a couple of points. First off, you all had a huge swing and a miss. Alan Rickman as Scar is the easiest home run. You automatically win the argument in my book. Anyway, so yeah, Cody had a great name drop for the cast of the Mulan series. I will say that the U.S. has about double the amount of women in the military in terms of percentage. China has 7.5%. U.S. is 14.5%, just for reference.
Nice.
So it is not unheard of for Chinese women to be in the military these days, but it is also 2015. So
Yeah.
it's a little different from Mulan age.
What? In the 12 BC.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Forever ago.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on.
All right, not bad. Okay. Now round 5. Best Steven Spielberg movie, excluding Indiana Jones or Jurassic Park. And this is going to start with Cody.
This is round 5, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Back to the Future. Another classic saga that we can all kind of get behind. The Doc Brown casting was flawless, and the seeing a DeLorean time machine was goofy even then and even now.
Okay. Good. Dana.
I thought it had to be limited to ones he directed, so my original answer was Schindler's List, but can I change that to Minority Report? Is that gonna?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Nope. You're good.
So I'm actually gonna go with Minority Report.
Okay. You want to do an opening or?
Well, I think the reason is putting the book aside for the moment, it actually is really good mystery, and I'm a sucker for mystery personally. Got some great performances out of an all-star cast on it, and just the premise was a really interesting one. You don't see that as often as you see some of in his other movies.
Okay, so with that, you're saying that he did not direct these, correct? He was.
No, he did direct those. I looked when I was looking on Wikipedia last night. I was looking at just ones he directed.
Because I'm fairly sure he directed Back to the Future too. So I just want to make sure that.
I may have looked at a different one that maybe he didn't direct some of them, but
Cody, Casey? He directed Minority Report, right? Just before we, yeah.
Let's see. I believe so.
People are gonna make so much fun of us for not knowing this stuff. Like,
I know.
Our head.
I've never seen Minority Report personally. Yeah, it's Spielberg. It's Spielberg.
Okay.
And it might be that for Cody, he directed the first Back to the Future, and the others he just produced.
Okay, but we're talking about the first one, right, Cody?
Yeah, we're talking about the first one.
Okay, just to make sure, because Ryan had a choice that I made him change because he didn't actually direct it. So that's why. Okay, so Ryan, you're opening.
So for a movie directed by Steven Spielberg, I'm going to have to go with Saving Private Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
And not just because it has Ryan in the title.
Operation Face Melt.
Okay.
And I will give my reasons later on.
Okay, cool. Actually, just give us a few, Ryan, just to open up.
It's a historic film based on U.S. soldiers and what they had to go through.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right, guys. Fight. Why is yours better than the others, and why is theirs not as good as yours? Cody.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, Back to the Future. I'm gonna kind of start with production and then move into cultural significance. I liked the cast. It was really well executed. Michael J. Fox was definitely played up the part of the teenage cynic, right? And Christopher Lloyd was very good as Doc Brown, and he really played up the potentially crazy scientist. But as far as cultural significance goes, I think shit. What was I going? I definitely think that it gave us a different look. It gave us a different look for that time that it was made, 1985, at time travel, and that's something we speculate at today, right? Not to mention, October 21st, 2015, the date in the second movie when they actually went to the future has come and gone, and we still don't have any flying cars. The fuck is up with that?
Or hoverboards.
Or hoverboards.
Right? Absolutely.
Or hoverboards.
Dana.
I think the reason I actually went with Minority Report is I know that it is not a great movie. It is no Schindler's List. But it does stand out in my mind for a lot of reasons. Visually, it had all the cool things like the touch screen that they just motion control that Microsoft still can't get to work for their Kinect. It also had some other interesting aspects to it. They had all these non-lethal weapons for the future police to take people down with. But really, it was the acting that got me. This was one of the better movies that I've seen Cruise in. The scene towards the end when he had gotten out of being imprisoned and he's on the phone with the guy who killed his son, and the guy mentions he mentions his son by name. I forget the kid's name, but it's like, oh, hello, Steve wouldn't want you to do this, and it cuts to Cruz yelling. He's got his little earpiece. He's just yelling in a room full of people. You never get to say his name, and I'm not gonna mimic the yell because it would blow out my Skype speakers, but it was a movie that stuck with me for a lot of reasons. Maybe it was just the time that I saw it, the age, and I was in high school when I saw it, so maybe that was why. But it stood out in my mind.
Okay, good. Ryan.
So the reason I chose Saving Private Ryan was it was such a powerful movie and made the viewer understand the pain, the suffering that these soldiers had to go through. And not only to fight to win the war, but to find a soldier whose brothers had all died to bring him back to his mom. Such an impactful movie. When the doors open and the soldiers have to march out on D-Day, goosebumps.
Right.
It was just an excellent movie. It had its historical aspect to it, just wonderfully made. Back to the Future, extremely disappointed that there is no hoverboards and no flying cars. Sorry. Minority Report, I'm sorry. Even if Tom Cruise was slightly better, it had him in it.
Or taller.
Okay. All right, Cody. Anything you want to say to bring these down?
Well, I gotta agree with you, man. The Minority Report acting wasn't really that good, to me anyway. I'm not sure. To me, still the kind of the concept of using people to kind of predict what's going to happen, who's going to control who, until I saw Psycho-Pass. Like, that's still kind of it went a little over my head at that point when I first saw
That's
it.
why I love Psycho-Pass.
Probably. But and Saving Private Ryan actually, it does have a lot of merit as a drama. definitely a very good drama. And I totally forgot Spielberg directed that one.
Cody, you're
that's all.
helping your
I
opponents
know.
again.
Why are you helping him again?
I just, you know, I'm
He's a nice guy.
I was giving them this, and then kind of here's why I don't agree with it.
Okay. But do you have a here's why you don't agree with it for Saving Private Ryan?
There is none.
I don't think I don't think I do. No.
Okay.
Wow, I'm so bad at this.
Ryan, you want to rebuttal these? Oh, Dana, you haven't got a chance yet. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's all right. It's all right. Now I can't. I actually have not seen Saving Private Ryan. I've done it too directly. For the clips I have seen and what I know of it, it's a movie. It's a war movie that we've seen that story before, which is why I haven't gone out of my way to see it. So I kind of got to leave it at that. You know, it's one of so many films that you could just pick them out of the dollar bin practically, you know, for how common that theme is.
Okay. Ryan, have anything to say to that?
Dana, I'm shocked that you haven't seen this yet, and to go off of your pick dollar out of the hat, because there are a lot of historical movies, but I think this one is just so powerful to the viewer. It outdoes all those ones, and I would be picking $100 bill out of the hat.
Yeah, I can't argue that because I haven't seen it. So.
Okay. So Cody, I apologize, but you kind of took yourself out by
that's cool.
agreeing with.
I can't really.
You had a good start though. You were so it's basically.
Well, I lost my steam, dude. I know I did that.
Okay. All right. So closing statements between Dana and Ryan. Dana, you go ahead.
I kind of just gotta go with what I've already said. You know, yeah, I know it's a Tom Cruise movie and he gets a lot of shit, but I do maintain that this is one of his better ones. I think the concept was really interesting, how they used the precognitive people, why they were so essential, and how that led to the whole murder mystery of Cruise's son. Just the whole setup was, I think, really solid, which is not surprising. It's a Spielberg movie. And I think just overall, it is definitely, it's just one that stuck with me for whatever reason, you know, because again, I saw it when I was in high school. Maybe I was just at the right age. Maybe it was the right time. Maybe I had the right thing for dinner that night, and it just stuck in my head because of that. But I maintain that it's definitely one of the better ones.
Okay. I'm going to call that right there. And I am going to give it to Dana, and here is why. Here is why. I do not agree with Dana in any way, shape, or form. I think Saving Private Ryan is a way better movie. But I also do not agree with it's just a dollar bin. But at the same time, he also just gave extremely, outside of, Ryan, you gave me historic film, powerful movie. And, I mean, those were pretty much what you touched base upon. Whereas he gave me, you know, good performances. You guys said that Tom Cruise is in it and his performance sucked. That's very opinion based. There are some crazy people out there that think that Tom Cruise is a good actor, so I couldn't take that away from him, as well as standing out visually with the new technology back then. And good solid setup was pretty much is what won it for me. So I apologize if you disagree with that. I disagree with myself right now. What's that?
I completely disagree with you.
I disagree with myself.
I agree with Mike. So,
but it's
I
about,
hate you all.
It's just on that one.
Hang on.
He out
we need our fact checker.
Casey,
This is a valid ruling. Where's Casey?
where the hell did he go?
I don't know. Let's just keep going. He'll be back.
Keep it moving.
He'll be back. He's probably just watching the end of the Cowboys game or something.
Okay. And again, sorry guys, it's about the arguments.
Yeah.
Not my opinion. Otherwise, Ryan would have had it from the very beginning. But okay, round 6. Oh, there he is.
Way to go, asshole.
Yeah, did you find out who won this round? What?
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 Do you have anything to clean up on that, or were you gone for the entire round?
I was here for most of it, but yeah, I did run out for a couple of minutes. But yeah, from what I heard, it was very quick.
Okay. I ended up going with Dana, even though I completely disagree with it.
Hey, sometimes that is if he makes a great argument.
Okay. Yeah, and that's basically what it came down to. I say
Yeah.
I say it grittingly, and I look at Ryan as not happy. I'm sorry, I don't agree with it, but he just made a really good argument. Okay, round 6. Since I myself and a couple of us here are fans of some of the stuff that CW has come out with, we have decided to ask, what is the best comic book character TV show rendition? And Dana is starting with this round.
So, I'm a huge fan of the CW. I actually, put it down, Ryan. I actually got to go with the new Supergirl on this one. There's a lot of issues with the show, but the girl who plays Kara, however, the girl who plays Supergirl, in case if you want to double check the actress's name for me, that'd be great.
Melissa Benoist.
But she's phenomenal. She's just knocking it out of the goddamn park with this performance. So I got to go with her.
Okay, Ryan.
No. I will say that later, but I'm going to have to go with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on this one.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You have an opening for that? Just to give a dry-based reason?
You know what? They're coming off of a great movie series that's coming out with the Avengers and all of those sub-characters, and to have a movie that comes out kind of regarding a smaller group of that movie, I think it's just absolutely fantastic.
Okay, good. All right, Cody.
I'm going to have to go with Jessica Jones on this one. Jessica Jones, if only because I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but especially in the movies, but the new shows like Daredevil and Jessica Jones, I'm going with Jessica Jones. It really brings the Marvel Cinematic Universe down to the street level, and it's very gritty, and some parts are hard to watch, and it's very challenging. So I'll just start with that opening.
Okay, guys, fight. Why is yours better than the others, and why does the others suck?
All right.
Dana, or whoever wants to start?
I'm going to start with, considering that Supergirl is maybe about halfway through its first season, I think we can all agree first seasons tend to be very rough. Looking at just Supergirl herself, because this is a debate of best adaptation of the character, she is doing a phenomenal job. I already said that, but she is serious when she needs to be. She is cautious. She is showing the tension and stress and aggravation that comes from learning to be a hero, managing the double identity, juggling her new fame and how to deal with it. They just had the most recent episode. She lost her powers right when an earthquake hit the city, and she was trying to get her X-ray vision back in time to see the bullet inside a man who was bleeding out so that an EMT could get to it, and it just devastated her, and the actress did a great job of displaying that. And it's able to bring things to the modern day with, the technology and everything, but it's not doing the Christopher Nolan super gritty. It's still maintaining the fact that this is inherently a comic book character and maintaining a lot of the hope that comes with that, because that's what we read comics for. We read comics for that ideal world that we wish we could be part of, especially with anyone with the S-Shield, I think.
Okay, good. Ryan.
So going off what I said earlier, the Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a smaller portion of the Avengers series and all those sub-characters, where you really don't hear about the Marvel agents themselves.
I do have other interests.
It gives you an insight to what they do. They're slightly more typical average person, and getting to see that the work that they do on the side, besides the superheroes, is actually quite nice and refreshing to see.
Okay. All right. Cody?
I go with Jessica Jones because it takes looking at a hero's life from a totally new angle. The premise is she's a retired superhero who becomes a private investigator and is suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. and and as part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it references the Battle of New York, a lot of things like that, the different heroes that are involved. It also kind of brings to, and the actress, the main actress, Kristen Ritter, who plays Jessica Jones, really does a good job of displaying post-traumatic stress in several different environments, like whether it be helping other people who have gone through the same thing, but also like she's nervous and twitchy and still obviously dealing with it, and it's definitely, and she's showing like the pain that she feels. You can actually hear yourself kind of rooting for her to like get your lips off the bottle and do something about it, and she doesn't. So it definitely, and going back to my point, it brings it down to street level. Like the Avengers take kind of the world view, right? They save the planet. They take on planetary sized problems. The people like Jessica Jones and Daredevil, they take on whatever's around them, and a lot of it is not something you would expect. Like it deals with a lot of issues, like not just post-traumatic stress, but also rape, abortion, using mind control for certain ends, and it goes into like the really, really hard to watch, very easily losing yourself in the details. Right, because there's a lot of Easter eggs to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and wow! And having just finished the first season, it just blew me away. I sat there after watching the last episode, and I'm trying not to spoil anything. I'm just kind of giving the premise, but it just floored me. Floored me.
Good. All right, guys. So that was, I think, the best argument you guys have had for it as far as this whole thing has gone. Now I need some reasons why not the others. Why is yours better, or why is theirs worse than yours? Dana, why don't you start?
So I'll start by talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I am a huge fan of that as well. I am gonna, sweep the legs out from Ryan's argument here in that, that's not a show about any one character, which, it's a technicality, but that's what the question was calling for. And then for Cody, the thing with Jessica Jones is that it is a good show. I'll grant you that. But you said it yourself, it's very dark. It's very gritty. It's very rough. I like it too, but I can only watch an episode or two at a time before I need to take a break and let it sink in. And I think that's why I like the Supergirl show so much, because even with all the little subplots that so far aren't leading anywhere, and all the times that Supergirl or Kara herself is on screen, that actress is nailing it. She is owning the spotlight. She is owning that really feel what she's trying to convey, what she wants you to feel. And they are opening it up to more stuff. They had Red Tornado. They just revealed Martian Manhunter. So it's not like they're limiting themselves. Superman has made cameos. They haven't shown his face because that's kind of like an inside joke at this point. And also Dean Cain, the actor, has made cameos, which he's the Superman I grew up with. So that kind of just brings it all together for me. But I think that's what's really selling it for me.
Okay, good. Ryan, have anything to say about the argument that he made against yours?
Yeah. Through conversation with you, Mike, regarding your technicality, you listed this as one of the possibilities.
I did.
So
Okay.
That's your only reason, then sorry.
That's fair. That's fair.
To sweep yours from so to speak, just the title itself, it's Supergirl. It doesn't sound like a very powerful movie to me, as Superman or Superwoman. In fact, it would sound a little bit more appealing to me, and I feel even the female population that's having a powerful impact. Just watching the news, it doesn't intrigue me at all. It just seems like Superman in the female aspect. I would have rather seen something about Wonder Woman. I feel like that would have been much better off for a choice rather than Supergirl.
Okay. Did you want to take anything to Jessica Jones?
I don't care about Jessica Jones. So.
Okay.
It's worth your time. I think it's worth your time.
Cody.
Dana has a weak stomach. I'm kidding. Yeah, I do. I do like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it's not the. I guess it's not the kind of thing I was looking for. It's an ensemble show. It's just like it's in that way. It's kind of like the movies. Like you're kind of like the Avengers movies, not the individual heroes movies. Like I like that aspect, seeing the dynamic between the different characters. That's and having them play so well off of each other is, especially the thing with Ward. But anyway, I think it's just not quite what I would go out of my way to see, just because I kind of it's on some level I think Jessica Jones is just a little bit more unpredictable. Like you never really can tell what's going on around the next corner, and that's exciting. That's what gripped me into it. That's what kept me watching. I can't say too much from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but because I've only seen the first season or two. But it's just it didn't capture my attention the same way. And for Supergirl, I haven't seen too much. I've seen a few episodes, but that didn't really catch my eye, simply because it seemed a little too formulaic to me. Where I can't again, like with Jessica Jones, I can't tell what's going to go on, and the speaking of real emotion, you don't see PTSD very often portrayed in, well, compared to like upbeat, happy, kind of taking things as we go.
Okay, cool. Okay, all right, so I need closing arguments from everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I just need closing arguments, guys. Closing arguments.
So, I think I'm standing by what I've said about, the hopeful attitude. I will grant that it is, you said formulaic, Cody, and they are following a similar formula to, say, Arrow, where they have the dual storylines that they're trying to keep coinciding and tying together, and quite frankly, the one of them, much like an Arrow, the secondary storyline just bores me. That being said, the moments that do have my attention fully, and addressing the fact that it's Supergirl versus Superwoman, they actually make that point when in the show, Cat Grant, if you know your Superman lore, she's a reporter for the Daily Planet in comics. In this, she's a media mogul. She names Supergirl, and when in her alternate identity, she calls Kat out on it. Kara does. She's like, "Well, why Supergirl?" And Kat actually addresses that. She says, "Well, is there something wrong with being a girl? I'm a girl. You're a girl." And yes, Cody, you have that recorded now that I said I'm a girl. So, that's not something that I think is a flaw in the show. If that's the flaw in the argument, why is Power Girl named that? Why is, Batgirl?
All right, guys, we gotta. These are closing arguments. All right, we can't just keep going about that. Okay.
Kind of wraps it up there.
Ryan.
As I said earlier, this is a smaller portion of the Avengers world, and it just gives you a different side of this group that you don't hear about too often.
Okay. Cody, closing.
I think Jessica Jones kind of gives you a different kind of sliver of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it also gives you, from what I've seen, how to cope with certain things, even with superpowers. Superheroes still feel feelings.
You're right. Okay, I'm going to call it there. Okay. Dana, I'm sorry, but Ryan absolutely demolished you. Absolutely took you out of the game. And Cody, you made some good points. Ryan, you made some good points. The one thing, Ryan, you killed Dana, but you didn't really kill Jessica Jones. I was looking for why not Jessica Jones. At the same time, Cody, you didn't really give me anything either. So about why not Agent Shield, besides you haven't seen it. So I guess when it comes down to it, shit, this one's hard. because you took out Dana pretty well, but you didn't go after each other very much.
I think that
The
it should
tie.
be my
Give
favorite.
both a point.
Cody
I'm-
said he saw the first 2 seasons and that he did enjoy it.
No, that's a good point.
Cody,
Alright.
once again, helping the enemy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Ryan for that, just for that little push. Okay, guys, we are actually going to skip ahead, just for time's sake. We're actually gonna go to our last. I'm sorry, we're gonna go to a last one before we go to the speed round, and
Mike,
So my level,
can I make one comment?
my
Absolutely.
highest level invention
Alright, great.
when I was-
So, one thing I caught on, Dana, you said first seasons tend to be rough. I think we can all agree. Well, let's look at some shows here. Arrow on the tomato meter, 86%. Jessica Jones, 92%. The Flash season 1, 97%.
Last
Daredevil
season
season
was a
1.
spin-off of Arrow, so it got a boost there.
Well, okay. Well, Daredevil season 1, 98%.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
are in the 90s for their
Yeah.
season 1s. Just
Oh,
a
and just saying, you guys could have also taken a shot at Cody saying, you know, Jessica Jones is so great, it's basically Daredevil too, but, you know, whatever. All right, so we're going to skip ahead to our last question, and we're going to go to the speed round from there, just for time's sake, okay? I guess we'll do like 7 questions next time. But just to go over, our scoreboard is Ryan 3, Cody 1, Dana 1.
It was pretty
Alright.
awesome, especially because my level 1
All right, so
invention
Cody, this one can be for pride,
was,
pretty much, or
had just, like,
you know,
generic
that's where we can go from there.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna skip to our number 10. Okay, best movie soundtrack, and this I was a little iffy with movie. I was a lot more open to if you gave me a really good thing that might not have been a movie, could have been a score to something. But Ryan, you open up.
I would say the best movie soundtrack would have to be Remember the Titans.
Yes. Okay.
It's a great movie with a great soundtrack.
Okay. Cody.
I'm gonna go with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
It's just a good juxtaposition with soundtrack and settings.
Okay. Dana.
Mass Effect.
Okay. All right,
Way to suck
Ryan.
up.
Ryan.
So Remember the Titans. It's based on a football team of white and black, and it's an older soundtrack, so to speak. Everybody pretty much knows it. It's just a great compilation of songs. I just thought it was absolutely great.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Cody, Guardians. Why?
Mostly only for the juxtaposition of the setting versus the actual music that's actually that's used in the movie. Who listens to Kool and the Gang when you're on the Nova Prime's planet, right? So when you when you have just a bunch of classic rock songs and you throw them together to go like pop songs from the 70s and the 80s, and the fact that Chris Pratt listened to them out of a Walkman, like that impressed me. But the songs themselves are all just snappy and they're just like hey, hey, hey.
Good. Okay.
I think
Dana.
Casey agrees with your answer.
So for Mass Effect, I think just that franchise, that series is less of a video game and more of an experience, and that really shows in the music. Not just when you're exploring a planet or a dungeon and you have the ambiance, or when you're in a fight, but also most importantly, of course, the cinematic.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Most importantly, the cinematic sound effect. When you're the big space battles, when they're fighting the Reapers, when those epic moments of the franchise. That's what really locked it in for me. Why I love that series so much.
Okay. All right, guys. Why not the others?
Sorry, my beagle howling was more entertaining to Dana's reasons to Mass Effect soundtrack. I'm sorry.
I thought that was you making that noise.
No. I really don't have a lot of knowledge of Mass Effect. I just don't. I don't really have much to say against it, but I don't have anything for it either. Cody, you've done a good job helping me out. I will say that I did enjoy the soundtrack of Guardians of the Galaxy. Why I think Remember the Titans is better? is I think there's a greater population that would enjoy the soundtrack to Remember the Titans.
Okay, Cody, anything to rebuttal?
I think just the if it's going back to your original argument, it was you mentioned white and black. Like that was Remember the Titans took place in what was it, before the civil rights movement, or was it like right after? Or
I believe right after. Casey,
right
you
after.
might want to check.
Okay, but I'm as far as the music that everyone will enjoy, I want to, and I think the Remember the Titans is a great movie, and the soundtrack is awesome. But I think like it's a little bit more. From what I remember of it, it's the Guardians of the Galaxy one would be a little bit more mainstream. Say, take anybody from our parents' generation, and they would be able to. I think they would be a little bit more amenable to the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. And as for Mass Effect, I think that it matches and it works, but in the way that you would expect the music to match the atmosphere. Like it's if you want an epic scene, you get big booming music, overwhelming. But to have but I think that's more or less expected than having someone play Kool in the Gang in outer space.
Okay, Dana.
I think I'll start with Cody, and I'll have to make the exact same point back at him, and that, you don't necessarily want to have Hooked on a Feeling playing during serious or action scenes.
Says who?
The soundtrack, continue as if you hadn't spoken, the soundtrack for Guardians is such a juxtaposition that while it's entertaining and funny, at times it's almost distracting. Whereas for Mass Effect, at any point you have that soundtrack coming in to support what's going on in the game and what you're doing, and that makes it stand out in your mind that much better. For Remember the Titans, again, Ryan, you're going to hate me for this. Haven't seen it. So apparently that and Private Ryan I need to watch. But
you need to watch both those movies. They're excellent.
Yeah, apparently.
I'm extremely disappointed in you right now.
Yeah, well, I'm disappointed in your beard. No, I'm
Bullshit.
not.
Well, Dana just lost.
That's a lie. That is a lie. I love your beard.
Dana lost.
Thank you.
I can't. I have to admit, I can't really argue against Remember the Titans. And as much as I'm giving you crap, Cody, I do love Guardians of the Galaxy, and I do like the soundtrack. So, my thing with this one, I should bow out of this argument altogether, because my thing is I don't really pay attention to movie soundtracks that much. They're there, and I enjoy them, but unless I'm actually seeking it out, like maybe I did with Guardians because of Hooked on a Feeling, that's the only time I really retained them.
Okay, cool. So, Dana,
I'll bow out.
sorry, yeah, you kind of took yourself out by agreeing, and even by saying that Guardians, that's the soundtrack can be almost distracting. I don't agree with that, but we're gonna just go straight to closing arguments. Ryan, why is yours better than Cody's, and why is yours the best?
Again, I think it appeals to a great population, and I think when they had the songs play, it gave you goosebumps. It was very powerful to me, and
Okay.
I think more so than the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, Cody, that's
I want to say Guardians of the Galaxy helped balance out the experience a little bit. Like there was some heavy-handed stuff in the movie itself, and the soundtrack just kind of like it came out of left field, but it's the kind of way that kind of makes you want to hear more and want to be more in the movie, just to see like what song is he going to do for this, what song is he going to do for what song's going to come on to help us recover from this or enhance this experience.
okay. All right. So right now you guys are tied. So I want one sentence to win me over, and we're gonna go Cody in one sentence. Win me over. Why yours is better, or why his is worse.
Come and get your love. That's all I got.
Okay, Brian. This is pretty easy for you now.
Yeah.
You know, I was gonna sing a song title, but you beat me to it.
You know
You
what?
will always remember the Titans.
All right. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna give it to you both then. That way, just fuck it.
Oh shit.
Fuck it. I mean, it's unfortunately, Cody. It's going to be Dana and Ryan in the speed round.
Okay.
So,
Bitchin', I thought I was out.
Yeah, I thought he was out too.
Yeah, you said 3-1-1 earlier.
well, it's 2 got to go, right? No, Dana, you had 3. Cody had 1. Ryan had 3.
Oh,
Oh,
you said 3-1-1 earlier. That was
Sorry.
the confusion.
I'm
I
sorry.
was very confused because I could have sworn I had more than that. I didn't want to raise a.
No. I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay. All right. So this is how it's going to go for the speed round. It's going to be, I'm going to say a question, and you're going to be. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna say a question. It's best of 5. Okay. Best of 5. Casey, if you want to grab your phone, give me a timer for 30 seconds. Okay.
All right.
Most of the time, it's going to be 2 choices. The person that says it first gets to argue for that, or the other one. If you guys say the same thing, then you have a couple chances to change your mind. Okay. For instance, okay. So, our speed round, and we would hit some music at this point. But I think we've all agreed that this is probably longer than we want to do. So maybe we can just call this a test run and, go forward from here. Always good to, have a dry run. Just see how it goes. All right. So speed round. Number 1. And music would be playing right now in the finished product. Which do we watch on TV? Return of the King or Return of the Jedi?
Jedi.
Okay. Dana says Jedi. Gather up. Casey, you got your timer?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, we're going to cut that to 20 seconds, all right? And Dana, Jedi, Ryan, King, and go.
For starters, Jedi doesn't have an hour's worth of epilogue endings. More to the point, it is a more solid cultural touchstone. It wraps up its trilogy better than Return of the King does, but it doesn't completely cut the story off, so we can go forward like we are with Episode 7. We get more complete things happening for the characters. We get closure on the Skywalker
Time.
story.
Okay. All right. Ryan.
Return of the King. Granted, it's got the long beginning and long ending. They've got a lot of great scenes with a lot of battle scenes, and a lot is kept open for a lot more to take place in the future.
Okay. We're going to give you guys 10 seconds of rebuttal each. So, Dana, do you want to go through and go?
Battles, we have the starships fighting, blowing up the second Death Star, as well as the battle on Endor, so we got battles covered. And with most of the Return of the King cast sailing away to the immortal elf land, it doesn't leave the setup.
Okay. Ryan?
Return of the King. Granted, they were going out to Eternal Land. You never know what might happen.
Okay, all right. Now this is the fun part for Cody and Casey for right now. I'm going to activate you guys. Whose argument do you support first? Cody.
Dana.
Dana. Okay. Casey.
Ryan.
Ryan. Oh, great. Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Why? Why, Catnip?
Because Return of the King is awesome, dude. I love all those epilogue endings.
I
son.
never said it wasn't.
It's about,
I just said Jedi was better.
It's about the argument, not what you like better. You got to remember that. Although I am going to go with Dana because I don't agree with the you can leave more open. I mean, Star Wars has way more open. They're making movies about it now. So that's why I'm going with Jedi. Okay. All right. So we have Dana has 1 to start. Okay. Now, question 2. Who is Hollywood's best John?
Actor names?
Yeah, you can pick an actor, producer, director, anybody.
Character?
No.
Oh.
I was going to say John Watson if we could say character, but he's not Hollywood.
All right, let me know when to start the timer.
Well, I need an answer, guys.
I
have an answer.
What?
I don't have an answer.
You can't think of a single John in Hollywood.
If you wanted to start listing them, then I could maybe pick one, but
Just fucking
No,
pick
I-
one, bro.
All right. New one. All
I'm
right.
drawing
John
a-
Travolta, Grease.
All I
Casey
could
wins a
think of
point.
is John Lennon. That's all I could think of. I froze.
All right. I'll take that back. I'll do a new one. We'll come back to that one with a new name. If one of you thinks of a better name, then that's awesome. Then we'll go from there. All right.
We can have a lot of marks.
Okay. Which is worse, the first Hulk movie or the last Airbender?
Oh.
Ryan, do you want to pick first? Because I picked first last time.
Guys, it's a speed round. It's a.
Airbender!
Okay.
Why?
Is my timer starting?
Yes.
Go.
Oh, shit. It's... Fuck.
Wait till he starts talking before you time him.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't, if you start the timer, you have to tell me that you start the timer.
Okay.
Nope.
Ready and go.
Shyamalan, enough said, but also horrible acting, horrible writing, completely ruined their take on book one of the Airbender show. The CGI was atrocious. They didn't even do the bending styles right, so everyone was just waving, and the CGI was added later, so it didn't even look right.
Okay.
Fine. Perfect.
Ryan?
The Hulk was never in the same scene as any other person because, again, the CGI was that bad. Why did they make a reboot? Because it was that bad.
Okay.
I'm loving Ryan. He's very concise with his
Yeah,
argument.
he's straight to the point.
Straight to
Just
the point. He finishes in 9 seconds. He's just like ready to go.
Okay. Dana, have anything to clean up, or are you happy with what you said?
If I talk about that movie anymore, I'm gonna puke. So I'm happy with what I said.
Okay. Ryan, do you want to do why Airbender isn't as bad?
You got to talk off the last Airbender.
The Hulk was much worse.
Okay.
1.33 seconds. I love this guy.
Okay, I'm gonna go just because Dana gave me so many examples. I'm gonna go with Dana. Casey.
I mean, Dana's opening argument was fantastic, so I mean, I would certainly agree with you there.
Okay. So you're giving it to Dana as well.
As much as I appreciate Ryan's very concise,
You know
wonderful,
what though?
powerful
That was a
arguments.
very good first argument of he was never in the scene with anyone else. That was you almost had it. If you would have just kept going, I probably would have gave it to you.
That
Okay.
was incredible.
Okay, so here's our last one. And
Oh wait, does Cody get a vote?
well, no, since it's 2 out of 3 already won.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, we got to split.
I just said Ryan.
Okay.
Word.
Just to say it.
Yeah, just to say it.
Okay.
I mean,
Support the beard.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Last one. Best movie with the word night in it.
I'm going to have to go with The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight? Okay. Okay. Dana.
The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, really?
Oh.
No.
Dick move, bro.
No, because I don't actually think it's as good as The Dark Knight.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not gonna win that one anyway.
No, I'm not.
All right. So you get 5 seconds. Until...
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right, Ryan, you picked it first, so you get to go. Your time starts now.
The Dark Knight had an amazing cast. Heath Ledger. Wow, absolutely amazing. His laugh, the way he developed that character, just absolutely amazing.
Okay. You good? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Heath Ledger, the end.
Yeah. Dana.
Nightmare on Elm Street kicked off a genre in a lot of ways, and also the effects they used at the time were mind-blowing. At the point when Freddy steps out from behind a tree like a cartoon character, the way the movie ends, where you don't even know if she's awake or still dreaming, it again, it was a cultural touchstone for a lot of people.
Okay. Do you want to respond to that, Dana, or sorry, Ryan?
It is called Nightmare on Elm Street because it is an absolute nightmare. Nobody cares.
Ouch. Dana, what do you say to that?
My response to Ryan is that Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker is remembered much higher because of the fact that he died right after.
Ouch. Okay.
Where are the other drugs going?
So I'm going to let Cody start off.
I gotta go with Ryan.
Ryan? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Casey?
You know, Ryan, you had a fantastic opening argument and then went straight for the ad hominem attack on The Dark Knight? You're really going for that? Oh, wait, I totally messed that up. Nightmare on Elm Street. That's what I meant to say. So, I'm going to go with Dana.
Okay, and so this is it.
Decide it, Michael.
If I give it to Dana, it's over, right?
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't. As much as I love the Joker and everyone knows me for it, Nightmare on Elm Street did start a genre of horror. So for that reason, I'm going to give it to Dana. And that, my friends, that is the win for Mr. Schwartz. And guys, I appreciate you doing this, and it was a good first run.
Appreciate you setting it up.
I think I'm gonna watch this and like a game film and see what we can do differently for next time. Dana, we already have a cast for next time, so we're hoping you would be the judge.
Oh yeah. And
have the questions for us maybe by Tuesday at the latest, if you could.
Yeah. Do you want to? I mean, I think if you want some feedback, instead of 10 questions, do 5. You know, that would help the time issue.
Okay. My big thing though is if someone just runs train with 4 straight points.
Okay.
You know, I'm thinking maybe like 7.
Okay. I'll get you 7 to 10 anyway. Then and that way you can also pick and choose.
You see, Dana, what running train means.
We're the ones answering.
That's very true. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're answering yours, not.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right? So next week it should be myself, Cody, and Bridget, who is going to be our Deanne. So,
okay. Excellent.
Perfect. So I really appreciate you guys. We'll have that one go live next week, or we'll have that one go on the site because I feel like this one took a little longer. And I know Movie Fights is usually like an hour and 40 minutes, but I mean we're almost at 2. So
yeah, we're at an hour and 42 minutes right now.
Yeah. See, even that was a little bit long. But Dana, congratulations! You already have 1 win. So I'm hoping by after by the end of January we can actually have a champions battle for like a title or something like that.
Okay.
All right. So I appreciate all 4 of you guys for your time. If anyone, I'm sorry, Ryan, would you be interested in doing fact checking next week?
Possibly.
Okay. No worries if you can't. I'll find someone else if you can't. But
okay.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate all your time.
Thank you.
Right.
Thanks for watching.
All right, guys.
Thank you.